Hi everyone, I'm James and this is my Spitfire. Today I'm going to be changing out the disc rotors and the pads, as well as changing out the wheel studs for longer ones to better fit these mini light wheels. So remember to like and subscribe as you go through watching the video so that I can grow the channel, and hit me up with any comments below if you've got any. So let's get on with the job. Right. Wheel off. First thing I want to do is take off the brake caliper. Okay. Now I want to take the hubcap off. So best way to do that is to put a little screw in the end, a suitable size. There we go. 13/16 in my case. Now this is on quite tight, which it really shouldn't be. That's that nut off. Now this washer has a flat in it to match with the flat on the axle, and can be a little hard to get off. So there we go, that comes off with the roller bearing. Can go in there. I'm just going to put this aside in a plastic bag so it doesn't get dirty. Just like that, hub's off. Much easier than the rear wheels. Okay, so first I want to take the old disc off. The right one, 9/16. I'm going to put this in the vise, using the wheel studs to hold it relatively lightly, though I am replacing them so it isn't any great loss if they get damaged. Just like so. Oops. There we go. Oops. We're not refitting a new bearing kit to this, so just going to be very careful with the bearing side of it. There we go. It's the old disc off. I've already done the other side, as you can see there, one extra disc. Next thing I want to do is pop out the studs. Oh. It's a bit of force. They do come out relatively easily, like so. Oops. Oh, there we go. Some are harder better than others. Alright, now put the new ones in. Want something to sit that on. Just trying to be careful of the felt backing on here. It helps to hold everything, or hold the grease in. Next lot of studs. You can see how short these are in comparison. Even to the new ones. So, put these in. Easiest way to do this is just using a nut impact driver. If you're doing this job, note that I'm using some oversized washers on the bottom because there is a the shoulder of the stud does come through the other side of the hub. Okay. Done. Slightly more gently with the studs I do care about. Basic but slightly improved TRW discs drilled and slotted like so. So this is the right hand side one, so it's going to be spinning like that, and my logic is that if it goes in this direction, the slots will fling the water off the disc. I know there's a logic in both directions. I'm going with this version. Just going to give it a clean. Put some copper grease around the hub, so the next person to come to do this job doesn't have a horrendous time getting the disc off. And that mates nicely on there, doesn't wobble around anywhere. Brilliant. Now we have new bolts and we want new spring washers. And let me just double check the torque. Disc to hub bolts, 34 foot-pounds. I'll start these by hand, run them in with the impact driver just to save time. And then torque them up. No. One, two, three, four, check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Right. Other than some grease, it's ready to go back on the car. Okay. Now to put it all back together. Give that a clean. Grease on here. Some inside the inner bearing. That sits back in there like that. I'm going to pack some grease into, sorry, I said outer bearing, it's inner bearing still in there. Outer bearing is in my fingers. So, put that there, just to grab a big dollop of grease. And get this all cleaned and packed with nice clean grease. Fill up inside some grease. There we go. And finally, need washer. Have a look at this. You'll see there's a flat there that mates against the axle like so. So, a helpful mechanic who shows me how to do these things on YouTube. Hi Steve. So yes, we just want to snug this up and back it off the 6th of a turn. Like that. Where's it? Hole. Somewhere there. That'll work, and that feels good. And there's no appreciable play in there. So we can Put a split pin in. Always use a fresh new split pin if you don't want your wheels to fall off while you're driving down the road. If you do, you're a bit odd. Get in there close enough that you can see, look from underneath. See there how I've bent that split pin. That technique is what I was always taught to use on aircraft in the Air Force, so it's probably good enough to use on a car. Someone in the comments can let us know the advantages of that over the traditional sideways split, because I can't remember. Right, so now that's all done. Give the brake disc another clean. Then we need to put the caliper back on. Go. Now, oh yes, let's put some new pads. Well, we've got new pads. Let's get ready to put them back in. And this is a bit of a tight fit with the new pads and new disc. I'm using EBC pads to go with these slightly uprated discs. First thing I'm going to do is put the caliper onto the wheel again. No, I haven't put the hubcap on. I'll do that in a second. So yes, what I've found is, because this is a rather tight fit, best thing is to put the caliper on without the pads to start with. I will leave it loose. Okay. Some grease in the hubcap. So just taps on. There we go. Alright, so let's prepare the pads. So these pads come with fiberglass, rubber fiberglass type shims for anti-squeal, but I've found on the first side they don't fit with the shims on, so I'm just going to put copper grease on the back. and be done with it. Just going to release the brake fluid bleed screw. Go. Then use slip jaws just to squeeze pistons into their cylinders. Right, now pins. There. So that can't go anywhere. Do up the bleed screw. Currently got the rear brakes in pieces with the rear axles off as well, so I can't bleed these right now, but get there. This wheel's a bit stiff, but it just needs to take off the outer surface of the brake pads, and then it should be fine, I think. And we just need to do up the caliper properly. So this is 65 foot-pounds. One, two, check. 1, 2. Okay, now to put the wheel on. One thing I just did off camera is run these wheel nuts in for their entire length, so I knew the thread was clean and it wasn't going to bind up and make it seem like they were done up when they weren't. And there we go, all done.